I've had the great privilege and pleasure to know Gayle Harrell for now about 20 years now. And we have had a great relationship. We've had the opportunity to compete against each other in an election, and people might say, well, what in the world are you doing coming out here and supporting Gayle Harrell? And it's because I've had that unique opportunity to truly get to know Gayle Harrell, and that's the reason why I'm here tonight. And I am Gayle Harrell's greatest fan. And I have seen Gayle Harrell in the Florida legislature. There is nobody, and I mean there is nobody that works harder than she does. And what she doesn't do a very good job of is patting herself on the back. But when you look at universal pre-kindergarten for 4-year-olds in the state of Florida, you can thank Gayle Harrell. When you look at Medicaid reform that we've had in the state of Florida, you can thank Gayle Harrell. When you look at education reforms and initiatives where Florida every single year is moving up in the rankings, you can thank Gayle Harrell. And you know, the status quo is easy to do. You can just go up there and bide your time and take up space, but that's not Gayle Harrell. She's a positive, in-your-face legislator who's going to make sure that the time she has spent there is going to be meaningful. But there's a side of Gayle Harrell that you may not know. When she was a freshman legislator, she came in, and of course, after the tragic events of 9/11, it was Gayle Harrell who came in here and brought about port security. And I know it doesn't sound like a big deal, but we have 14 deep water ports in the state of Florida, and who would have thought that Gayle Harrell, this beautiful petite lady, would be doing security? But she understands that for Maxwell and for Cody and for our young people, that the future of our country is about safety and about making sure that we provide the opportunities and that hope and prosperity for our children. And she's done that. I want to read you something here, and I'm going to let Gayle take over here, but a constituent sent this to me the day before yesterday. And it says, and this is the reason why Gayle Harrell needs to be elected, because Washington has lost its way. It has completely lost its soul, and it's completely lost its focus on what's important. And this constituent wrote me this about Washington, D.C. It says, the next time you hear a politician use the word billion in a casual manner, think about whether you want the politician spending your tax money. $1 billion is a difficult number to comprehend, but one advertising agency did a good job of putting that figure into some perspective in one of its releases. 1 billion seconds ago is 1959. 1 billion minutes ago, Jesus was alive. 1 billion hours ago, our ancestors were living in the Stone Age. 1 billion days ago, no one walked on the earth on 2 feet. $1 billion ago was only 8 million. Now remember, $1 billion ago was only 8 hours and 20 minutes at the rate our government in Washington is spending it. And so while this thought is still fresh in your mind, let's take a look at New Orleans. It's amazing what you can learn with some simple division. Louisiana Senator Mary Landrieu is presently asking the Congress for $250 billion to rebuild New Orleans. Interesting number. What does it mean? I'm almost finished here. Well, if you are one of 484,674 residents of New Orleans, every man, woman, and child will get $516,528. If you have one of the 188,251 homes in New Orleans, your home will get $1,329,787. Or if you're a family of four, if Mary Landrieu gets her way, you will get $2,066,012. Now, ladies and gentlemen, if that doesn't tell you that Washington hasn't lost its way, I don't know what will. And we have somebody with us tonight who has a proven track record. Remember, in the state of Florida, we balance our budget. We don't spend a penny more than you give us. In fact, we have $12 billion set aside to make sure that if something happens and Maxwell needs those dollars, or families need it, that they're going to have it. But Gayle Harrell she understands that. She understands about health care. She is our guru on health care in the Florida legislature. And let me just close with this. There are moments in time that we cannot allow to get by. We are living in one of those moments. One of those moments in our country's history that if we don't take it back, then what's going to happen is, I don't know if we're ever going to be able to get it back. But when you elect Gayle Harrell, that's going to be one major step in getting our country back and making it the kind of place where Maxwell and these young kids and where our seniors and where our families are going to have hope, opportunity, and prosperity. And that's what Gayle Harrell is all about. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a warm welcome to Gayle Harrell.